you will understand what is the meaning of this PKC in this flow. Okay. So the first step is the user enters the login URL OK, and the user will be routed to the application server. Sorry. The user will be routed to the application, not the web server. So, if you see, it is just mentioned as app, because this kind of application doesn't have server. And if you remember, in the authorization code flow we discussed that we are sharing the client ID and secret ID, which will be stored at the application end, but in this flow the client ID and secret ID will not be generated and it will not be shared to the app team. Also, so you cannot see this client ID secret ID in this flow also. We will see that how it works. So, it is just used for an application which doesn't have any server hosted or any space to save the client ID and secret ID. Such kind of applications only, for example HTML app or JavaScript app, or maybe you can take some applications which has been built on a for example, mainly the JavaScript applications and a browser-based application, which means an application you are generating and that application will be hosted only at the browser or only at your system. There is no web server, there is no application server, nothing is there. So such kind of application, you need to go ahead with this flow. Authorization code flow. And if you see, whenever the user accesses that link, automatically it will route you to the application, and in the application there will be an option to generate a code. Two things. Two things will be generated. First thing is code. It will be like a code. Normal code. It will be like a, usually, normally, like the code will be like alphanumeric value. It doesn't have any alphanumeric. It will be a combination of alpha and numeric value. So the code will be generated and also the code challenge will also be. So what is the difference between code verifier and code challenger? Code verifier is nothing but a process to verify that code which is being generated, and code challenge will be used for challenging that particular code that got generated. Beginning. Verifier is nothing but a verification process happening, but challenge is happening at the author tenant, which means an Okta tenant. So that's the reason. If you see we are using some code, and we are verifying it, That's the reason it has been named as PKCE, which means Proof Key Code Exchange. We are generating a code and the code will be exchanged between applications that will be used as a proof key. That's the reason they have named us PKC Proof Key Code Exchange. The code will be generated and it will be exchanged between applications and that code will be validated as a proof key. Proof for a key. Basically, that's the reason it has been named as PKC. Now we will come back to this flow. Once it reaches an application will generate a code verifier and code challenge inside the application itself. Now, once it is generated, the authorization code request plus the code verifier, code challenger, will be sent to the auto tenant. So if you remember, whenever we are creating an application with authorization code alone, we got client ID and secret ID. If you create an application just with authorization code, with PKC, you will be getting only authorization code. Sorry. Sorry. I just got misconsoled. So, let me come back from this point. So once the request has been reached, the application, it will validate. It will generate a code value OK at the application end, and the code value will be added to the authorization code request sent back to the Okta. OK. That's what the third step it mentions. OK. Authorization code request, which is just like a request, OK, plus the code challenge, OK, which is getting generated here. OK, will be passed on to the Okta tenant. OK, which means an authorization server. Now after will again route us back to the Okta login screen to enter the user ID and credentials. Once the user ID and credentials has been entered by the end user, OK, authentication will take place. Once authentication has been successful, then the authentication concern details will be sent to the app. Okta app again. OK, in the Okta app, again, an authorization code will be generated if you remember, in the authorization code flow. OK, first authorization code will be generated, just like that. OK, but here, before generating authorization code itself, this code is getting generated. OK, that is the only difference. OK, now you got the authorization code generated by Okta, which will be sent back to the application. Now application. What it will do is, if you remember earlier it sent a message with code challenge and authorization code request. But here again, the app will send the authorization code, which is received in the before step, and the code verifier. OK, that's the difference. You can see code verifier. Here it is code challenge. OK, so two types of data will be generated, and that will be the first way. Challenge will be sent from the first step, and during the second step, authorization code plus code verifier will be generated and it will be transferred. OK, here also again the validation will happen. OK, whatever the code verifier and the code challenge that have came here is code verifier came and here code challenge came. OK, both the code verifier and code challenge has been verified at the Okta end, and once it is verified, it generates an ID token and access token. If it is a genuine one, it will generate the ID token and access token. With the help of that ID token, access token, the request can be initiated to the API to get the informations. OK. The only difference between authorization code flow and authorization code flow of the PKC is, in authorization code flow the client ID and secret ID will be passed on between applications, but here the code verifier and code challenge will be passed on between two applications. OK. Is it clear? Yeah, and if you remember, there is no static value, OK, anywhere in this authorization code with PKC. But if you see, in authorization code flow there will be two static value, which is author, which is some client ID, and secret ID, because client ID and secret ID will not change at any cost. OK, once you integrate an app with Okta, the client ID and security will be generated. That will be stable until that application will be decommissioned. OK, but here, in this PKC mechanism this PKC mechanism each and every time, this code and code challenge will be generated, which will be unique for each and every request. That is the main difference. OK, is it clear? I can. Shall I go ahead with the third flow? OK, now let's start with the client credential flow. OK, so what is the purpose of this client credential flow and when it will be used? OK, when we are using client credentials flow. Now let's take an example that your Okta is going to talk with another application, which means there is no human intervention in the middle. For example, if you remember, for client credential and authorization code flow, PKC flow. Authorization code. With authorization code, PKC flow, there will be an human consult will be asked or human interaction will be there for asking for user ID and password and all if you remember. But here there will be no human talk at all. Okay, it is just like two applications are authenticating with each other to talk with each other. Okay, that is the purpose of this client credential flow. This type will call it as client credential flow and they will ask this question. Okay, interview question. There might be a question like this. Okay, let's say I want to integrate to application. Okay, that application wants to talk with each other in a secure way. What is the mechanism that you will use to secure those applications? Two applications. Okay. The first and foremost thing you have to use is you have to say like I will enable open auth flow. Okay for that application. Inside that auth flow, there is a flow type called client credential flow which will be used because the client credential flow is the one which will be used for authentic between two applications or two machines. Okay, without any human intervention. You have to say like that, so that is the main unique feature of this client credential flow. Okay, so I was just saying about this client credential flow. Okay, so the client credential flow will be mainly used for an application-to-application talking mechanism. Okay, there will be no human intervention in the middle to, enter the credentials or, to confirm the consent, like that. Okay. If you see, in the authorization port flow there will be an user tab where the request will start from users and it will come to the authentication and consent OK. And at the last we will get their page also. Okay, for that we will be. Users will be there. But in this client credential flow it's, like talking application itself talking with each other. Okay. So if you see it's an M2M app, which means application to application, communication app, that we will call it OK and there will be no human in the middle to approve or to review. Let's take the scenario OK. You have built an automation in your organization. In that automation, each and every day, let's say, 1,000+ requests are being processed. Okay. So all these thousands requests should be genuine. Let's say your automation application is going to talk with Okta. Okay, how Okta will trust that the automation tool is the one which is sending these many thousand applications? How Okta will recognize that? At the same time, whenever Okta sends some data back to the automation application, the automation application should trust that application, should address that Okta. Okay, then only it will confirm that it is coming from a genuine source.